Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am back with another video, and today we are talking about the most frequently asked questions that I've got over the years that I've been doing this, whether it's been on stream or in my Instagram or DMs or anything like that. I feel like there's a couple of questions that I've gotten quite a fair amount, so I wanted to kind of address those. And if you guys do have any more questions, please feel free to leave them below. I would love to have like a whole video where we do like a Q&A kind of segment. So if you do have questions, just let me know what they are and I'll be able to answer them for you. But today we're gonna go over 5 questions that I get pretty much all of the time. The first question that I get the most is the paint safe? Okay, I honestly think that is the number one most asked questions. It's very close to number 2, but number 1 is the paint safe? Are you using like poison? Is it bad for your skin? The answer to that is no, it's not bad for your skin, and yes, it's safe. The answer to that is yes, it is safe. It is not bad for your skin. There are cases where obviously people are not using skin safe paint, but I use brands like Mehron and Graftobian and Fab and all of these other people who make skin safe body paint. Okay, I will say, I will call myself out. When I first was starting, I kind of was curious. I actually Googled, can I use paint for a face? like acrylic paint? The answer to that is no. So don't use crafting paint. Don't use, paint you find at the store. Really stick to either costume paint like you find at Party City, even though rest in peace Party City. But like costume stores, Spirit, stuff like that, or type in body safe paint or body paint and you will find the products that you can actually use that won't kill you or damage your skin. All right, and no, it doesn't have poison or like lead. I've had people be like, oh, are you putting lead paint on your face? No. What? Why would I do that? No. So always going to be safe paint up in here. The second question that I get very, very often is where do you find your inspiration? I get that so much. Where do you find your inspiration? I would have to say that I find inspiration everywhere, and I know that sounds so stupid, but if there's a popular makeup trend, I'll find inspiration from that, from makeup artists that I follow. I follow so many different makeup artists who inspire me with their paints that makes my mind and like the gears start turning, and then I usually try to turn it into something more me. Video games, so much inspiration from video games, comic book characters, horror movies, scenery, animals. Like I feel like I can't ever not find inspiration. It's just kind of figuring out what I want to do. The thing that I will say about that is once you do find inspiration, try to figure out ways to make it your own. Okay? I know that it's super easy to like see a makeup look and be like, I'm gonna copy that exactly how it is. But that's great. I think for you and how I try to go about it is I'm like, okay, makeup look I love. How could I kind of shift this a little bit to make it represent me a little bit more? Change the colors, change the pattern, add a little bit of something here and there, some glitter, some gore, whatever you feel like, whatever kind of vibe you're going for. I highly recommend trying to figure out small ways here and there if you find something that you love to make it your own. The only exception I'd say to that is obviously if you're doing a character paint, you want to look like the character. So, you want to try to get as close as possible as you can to that. But if you're doing something a little bit more abstract or anything like that, then I would highly recommend finding little ways here and there to add touches of yourself to the paint. The third most commonly asked question is, what type of paint do you use? Like, what brands do you use? I am a huge Mehron girly. I will always be a Mehron girly. I have 2 specific brands that I love, okay? I love Mehron for all of my body paint. Okay, whole body, everything. I love Silly Farm Fab paint. Okay, not just Silly Farm. If you go to sillyfarm.com, I'll post like a little screenshot of it. There is a section in that's called Fab, and it's face and body paint. I will say, that brand and that type of paint is not good for all over application. So you don't want to do large surface areas with it because it's a different formula than Mehron is. So when it dries, it gets really cracky and kind of starts to like flake away. What it is the best for is line work. I want to do an entire video. I filmed this video weeks ago and it had snow on it and I couldn't use it. But it was shading with eyeshadow versus shading with body paint. And then shading with both of them at the same time. And I really want to do that. And then I want to do an entire video about line work because I want to show you how just incredible this paint is for line work. It is the only paint that I will use if you want to add like highlight lines or shading lines. It's the best. Okay, so Mehron is always going to be number one. I have tried other brands. They do have some good products. A lot of the paints I don't necessarily love, but they're not bad. It's just kind of like a personal preference. So I will always recommend Mehron, number one. And then Fab Paint is always going to be my number one recommendation if you're doing any type of line work. The fourth most commonly asked question I get is specifically in regards to full torso body paints, which is the question, are you naked? And the answer to that is no. I kind of talked about this when I was made the whole video about full torso painting. But if you did not watch that and you're watching this one, the answer to your question is no. I basically put on pasties and liquid latex over that to create a liquid latex bra. So if you think about somebody wearing like a bathing suit top or a bra, they're not naked. So I'm not naked, okay? There's no naked happening, okay? There's nothing there. It's just body paint on top of basically a latex bra. So if you do want to end up doing full torso painting in your body paint journey, then just know that when people ask that, you can easily say no. There are people who do naked full torso painting where, they're kind of like nips out. Great, live your life. But I'm not, so I'm not naked. Okay, I just want to make that very clear. No naked. The fifth most commonly asked question that I get is, how did you get started? And this is a little bit of like a story time, but I actually was never like an artistic child. I never did any type of art class. I've never taken an art class. I was really kind of like science and math and just kind of doing my own thing. And in high school, which was 2010 to 2014, that's when YouTube was like really just wild with beauty content creators. And I got so sucked into the beauty world of YouTube. I watched so many people during that time, and one person in one person in particular was Allison Loves JB. And they changed her name to Allison Henry. And again, I'll post like a screenshot of that. But I remember I watched this video where she did a Halloween makeup tutorial of a cracked doll. And I always tell people it was like somebody lit a fire inside of me. That, you get it. And I remember looking at that video and being like, I need to do that right now. I have nothing for it, but I know that I need to do that right now. And it was like a puzzle piece just was fit into place into my brain and my heart, and I was like, this is something that I have to do. And I wish it was like that for everybody, but for me, that's just how this ended up working out. Is like I saw this and it was like, this is my destiny. That's so cheesy, but I ended up trying that and I loved it. And that was in 2014 in October. And then in 2016, that's when I opened up my makeup Instagram because I had started doing it here and there. And then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go full into it. And that's been 9 years ago. And I literally have not stopped since. It's something that brings me so much joy and something that I cannot express how passionate I am about it. I can feel so frustrated by algorithms and likes and views and all of these things that come along with the industry, but at the end of the day, I can't stop thinking about makeup and body painting. Like, it's so funny. You guys haven't seen me in a couple weeks because I ended up taking a little bit of a step back, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm kind of reevaluating everything, and I was like, but all I want to do is paint. Like I took a break from filming and editing because I just think I just needed a moment, like a week of just not doing filming and editing. And the amount of ideas that I had while I was filming and like not filming, I was like, I just want to do this song. I want to make a video to this. It rules my brain. So again, that passion just was ignited with that one video. And again, I know that's not the same for everybody, but that's just how it worked out for me. So that's how I got started, and then I just literally never stopped. I know today's video was a little bit short, but I did want to just kind of sit here and chit chat. I have a really cool video planned for next week, so I'm going to be filming that probably on Monday. And then you will see it next week. So we will get back into more tutorial type videos, but I just want to thank you guys so much for being here. We are again so close to 1,000 subscribers, so thank you again so much for joining me. If you did like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!